that feel good. That sure feel good. New day, man, that feel good. It's a new, you feel.
One, two, I've hustled harder than most. I'm a beast on these streets, got a revolver I tote. For these niggas trying to take me off the block where I post. Up dailies, sip Baileys out the bottle and smoke.
Man, what's up with it, family? What's up with it? What's up with it, family? What's the damn deal, man? This is JuniorTheTruth, and this is indeed your Punch Junkie Podcast, man. I am indeed your host, JuniorTheTruth. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I could be found with the handle JuniorTheTruth. That's JuniorTheTruth, and that's over all the social media platforms, each and every one, man. If you're really looking for me, you can catch me over on the Punch Junkie Network, the last place in the world for real fans of the sweet science. Be sure to come check me out. Check us out. www.punchjunkie.com will get you there. Just follow the trail to the Punch Junkie Network, man. Go over to punchjunkie.com for all the latest, greatest news in the sport of boxing. Man, we over there, man. We over there. Salute to the family. Shout out to the LDBC, Lions Den Boxing community, man. Salute to everybody, man. Salute to the family, man. Salute JC the Storyteller. What's good with you, homie? Salute to you, man. My sister, Shawa. What's up with it, love? Hey, top of the day to you, loved one. I'm born here. What's good with you? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Let me see. Larry Liston in the building. What's up with you, Larry? He came in busting, man. He didn't even say good morning, man. You gotta say good morning, man, if you're gonna be around here. You feel me? You gotta do a greeting, a salutation. You just coming in here just busting. Quan in the building. What's up with you? Supreme Beast Boxing Talk in the building. What's good with you? What's good with you? Salute to you. Man, salute to everybody, man. Salute to the family. I'm still trying to really, really, truly trying to still get my footing back. You feel me? I'm still trying to get my footing back from this weekend, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It'll probably take me a couple weeks to get back right. I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm still very full, man. Still very happy. Still very very much still very much I don't know, man. Just really, truly full, man. Winston Lee, old school Winston Lee in the building. What's good with you, man? Main biker in the building. What's happening? My sister Shade Girl in the building. My young little sister Shade Girl in the building. What's up with the Shade Girl? But man, I just want to get straight to it though. I do want to get straight to it. I'm kind of trying to adjust my, you feel me, my trying to adjust my disposition. I like to just get in here, get it on, get it done, get out the way. So I really wanted to jump in here. I wanna talk about Turk Al-Sheikh, man. Turk is all over the place now, man. Turk is all over the place. Now it's being reported that, and salute to my brother Blue Ball Sports TV. He was the one that started me on this wavelength of getting into this information. But he's partnering with Dana White and the UFC and helping them with their upcoming September 14th event in Las Vegas, and they're going to be, of course, going head to head versus Canelo Alvarez with that fight, in Canelo's fight versus Edgar Berlanga on September the 14th. Both fights are in Las Vegas. The UFC card is going to be at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga is going to be at the T-Mobile Arena. And so Turk Al-Sheikh is it seems like he's taking his he's taking his grudge with Canelo. He's taking it very, very personal. You feel me? In my Sonny Corleone voice, he's taking it very, very personal. And he's going to be looking or he is partnering with Dana White and the UFC, supporting them with, making their card successful and counter programming Canelo Alvarez, if you will. Now, we've seen in the past, we've seen Canelo's fight, and we've seen him. I can't remember, was it him versus Danny Jacobs? I can't remember if it was Canelo versus Danny Jacobs or if it was Canelo. It might have been Canelo versus Triple G, actually. I think it might have been like the third fight or the second fight of Canelo versus Triple G. It was one of those fights where Canelo and Triple G um end up standing in the locker room, and they were waiting for the UFC card to complete. I believe it was. They were waiting on the UFC card to complete before they did their ring walk, if I'm not mistaken. I could be off, you know what I mean? But I believe that that's what it was. Um, and so, this is not going to be the first time that Canelo has, been up against the UFC with regard to, them programming at the same time. But, with Alashik siding with Dana White, it is him, in my opinion, obviously, he's obviously communicating his disdain for Canelo Alvarez, and not just Canelo Alvarez either, but everybody involved in the Canelo versus versus Edgar Berlanga fight. And I think it's funny, man. I do think it's funny, but I'm gonna tell you, um, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna say this, and this is a whole nother conversation. This is a whole nother show topic. But as far as the Canelo Alvarez fight versus Edgar Berlanga, I'm not here for it. I believe that the only person I'm truly interested in seeing Canelo Alvarez fight at this juncture is him versus David Benavidez. That's the only fight that I really, want to see. I'm not gonna sit here and play with you. Nobody ordered the Edgar Berlanga versus Canelo Alvarez fight. I do know what they did though. You know what I mean? In this fight, let's be clear. Edgar Berlanga is a stunt devil for David Benavidez. Like, that's essentially what they did. They got in and they ordered a stunt devil, and the stunt devil, the or stunt double, however you say it, the stunt double for David Benavidez in this juncture is Edgar Berlanga. It's exactly what this is. This is him not fighting David Benavidez, which is the fight that we want to see, but instead fighting an actual stunt double. And that's exactly what this is. And of course, I'm not nowhere near pleased with this fight nor satisfied with this fight. I do not feel like this fight is good for Edgar Berlanga. Well, I mean, it's good for him. It should be good for him financially, theoretically, in theory, but then we don't really even know that, because the fact of the matter is no one really truly knows what the numbers are. However, theoretically, this is a good fight for him as far as that opportunity, but we know that, nobody is really giving him a chance to win this fight, and that's just that. Um, but I do think that this is very interesting, and once again, the Sheik is pretty much everywhere, man. He is everywhere. And I just had to talk about this really quickly because I was tickled by it. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I really truly was tickled by it. So, all right, man. So I want to get to it for real because I am let me preface everything by saying I am a fan of the sport of boxing. Salute to my brother Cadillac Red, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. What's good with you? Mike Biggs Boxing, what's happening with you, homie? Mr. TD in the building, what's good with you? Um, I am I am a fan of the sport of boxing. Um, and I am totally 100% okay with even being a pundit, even being having my time as a media member, spending time as a media, even currently spending time as a media member, um, being having a brand that is an entity within the sport of boxing, being a part of an organization that was brought together by the sport of boxing. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. I am a fan of the sport of boxing before, above and below everything else. I am a fan at the core. The whole premise behind the Punch Junkie brand is being a fan, and I want to make it cool to be a fan. Like, we want to make it cool and totally okay to be a fan of the sport of boxing or the sweet science. Like, you can be a fan of the sport of boxing. You can come in, you can have differences of opinions. We cannot agree, we cannot see eye to eye, and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, at the core, when it's all said and done, we are all fans of the sweet science. You might cheer for Canelo. I might cheer for Edgar Berlanga. You might cheer for Bud Crawford. I might be cheering for Boots Ennis, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, we are fans of the sport of boxing. Now, as a fan of the sport of boxing, I'm gonna tell you the truth. As a fan of the sport of boxing, I am at my core, right? I am an old school fan. I am under the old law. I am an old school fan of the sport of boxing. And as an old school fan of the sport of boxing, there are certain things that took place. The first thing was that you used to have to remember when you used to have to fight, and you used to have to prove that you were actually the best. Like, you used to have to fight, and you used to have to prove that you were the best. You used to have to literally get in the ring and prove that you were the best. You feel me? You had to go, and salute to Meek. Meek, what's up, Meek? I was just talking about you. What's up with you? You used to have to go in, and you had to fight your opponents. You had to go win the championship. You had to fight. The second thing that you had to do was you had to do what you needed to do to remain on top. It was constant. It was constant there, because there's always a young lion, there's always a young up and comer, there's always a young challenge. And it was imperative that you took on the young challenge. Also, there was such a thing as the passing of the torch, meaning if you were the king and it was time for you to no longer be the king, then you passed the torch. Like, there was a fight that took place with you and the next in line. You understand what I'm saying? We saw it throughout ages in the sport of boxing. You saw whoever was up next would come, and they would get a shot at the king. You feel me? And that fight took place, and then there was a passing of the torch. I'm talking about the old law. I'm talking about the old law. And now with this new stuff, man, like, you have fighters who are world champions in a court of public opinion. Or in the ring of public opinion. You have fighters who are classified as being the best in the sport or among the best in the sport, never having proved their merit. Never having proven that they are the best. You have people who get huge paydays and popularity based on the number of followers that they have on social media, and not the work that they've done with their career. You know what I'm saying? And this is this new age boxing is weird. Then you have people who masquerade as the fans of boxing, but they do not want to see the best fights. They do not want to see the best fights. It's weird. And then you have 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, yes, Red. He says facts. Sometimes the old king will win and still pass the torch. Yeah, sometimes the old king will win and say, "Yeah, young fella, you got next, but not now. You can't whoop me." You feel me? And then the torch still gets passed. But this new age where fights just won't happen and fights can't happen, and I'm calling bullshit. Like, and I was trying not to cuss. Like, what you mean fights can't happen? If this is a fight, and this is the fight that the fans are calling for, and the fans are the customer, the fans are the one who buy the pay-per-views, the merchandise, the tickets, like the fans, the money for fights and for fighters comes directly from the fans. Like, where do you think this money comes from? It comes from the fans. And so if the fans are calling for a fight and the fans are saying, hey, good morning to my sister Queen. What's up with you, beautiful? I need to call you when this is over with. And if I don't, text me. I know you might be headed to go lay it down. Text me when you and let me know what time you free today. But the fans, but the money comes from the fans. And so if the fans are demanding a fight, then and I don't understand a fight not happening. Like, I don't get it. Especially a fight that makes sense. Fighters that are in or around the same weight division. Like, I don't understand. And so I've really been on this, man, and I've been seeing, like I told you all, and I was talking about the energy around the Boots Ennis versus Terrence Bud Crawford fight. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not coming off this. Like, I'm not coming off this because, like I said, and I'm going to stand on the fact that at the 154, the biggest fight to be made at 154 is Boots Ennis versus Bud Crawford. Period. And so I'm not coming off this now. I did see where Turk Al-Sheikh said that, Boots Ennis needs to move up to 154. And I agree with that. I don't disagree with that. There's no question that fight is not going to take place at 147. Cool. Now I have this argument, you know what I mean? Larry Liston says if the fans never threw a punch in their life or had a fight, the fighters don't give a f about what they about that. Don't you understand? Of course you don't get it. You're a media dude. No, you don't get it, bro. And this is why you don't this is what you don't get, Larry. I've never slaughtered a chicken before. But guess what I buy? I buy chicken. Fighters are prize fighters. They fight for a prize, bro. What is the prize? The prize is money. Where does the money come from? The money comes from the fans. The fans are the customers of the sport of boxing, bro. The customer is always right. You understand what I'm saying? If I am a customer and I am putting my money in to the sport of boxing, you understand? And I put my money into the sport of boxing and I say that, look, this is what I want for my dollar. Then the fighters and the in conjunction with the promoters and their team, they have a product that they put forth. That product is purchased by the customer, the fan. That is me. You understand what I'm saying? You don't understand that, Larry Liston, because you have absolutely no concept of that. You're looking at it from one side, from a fighter's point of view, and I'm assuming you must have been a fighter. You must have fought before. You know what I'm saying? But I don't now. As far as, and one of the reasons why I cover the sport the way that I cover it from a respectful standpoint is because I understand that those dudes are fighters, and I understand the sacrifices that fighters, and not just fighters, athletes. As a former athlete, I understand the sacrifices that athletes make, and I understand that there are things that athletes put themselves through that the average person does not put themselves through. You understand what I'm saying? So there's things that go on in the life, in the mind of an athlete, that the average person would never understand. The average person would never understand a concept, something as simple as pushing through cramps or being tired or being exhausted and pushing your body. The average person does not understand that. So I cover the sport of boxing from a respectful standpoint. But however, what I am saying, though, is you can't, if I'm calling for Canelo versus David Benavidez, you can't give me Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga and think I'm going to be all right with that. If I'm calling for Boots Ennis to go pursue a fight and get a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford, you can't give me David Avanesian and think that I'm finna be cool with that. So no, you don't understand. At the end of the day, if there's no fan, Why so many people try to disrespect fans and disrespect media, bro. If there's no fans, then there's no customers for the sport of boxing. And if there's no media coverage for the sport of boxing, because let's be clear, boxing is the media coverage from the sport of boxing is dominated by independent media outlets. It's dominated by independent media outlets. The big media outlets and the big media firms are not covering the sport of boxing. You feel me? No. There's nobody's the big media and big sports media is not covering the sport of boxing. You're just now starting to get some of the other independent or partially independent smaller media outlets starting to try to find their way into the sport of boxing, like the $1 million worth of game and All the Smoke and It Is What It Is podcast. Salute to all of them dudes. They're just now starting to, trickle their way into the sport of boxing because they understand that with their resources, they can get in here and they can really run up a knot. But at the end of the day, nobody messes with boxing but us. And so I go back to my point that the fighters have a product. And what you have to do with your product is you have to figure out a way to put your product and make your product as marketable as you can and as enticing as you can to the fans. And you have to serve it to them in order to get that exchange, which is your product, which is you fighting, your fight game, your fight style, your boxing matches versus in exchange for our money. And I don't have to get punched in the face to understand that because my business acumen is on 1 million. My business acumen is on 1 million. So the problem with boxers, if we can shoot it back the other way, the problem with boxers and the problem with the promoters and the networks and the suits within the sport of boxing is that they obviously do not have an understanding of business. They do not have basic business fundamentals. They do not have a masterful hold of basic business fundamentals. And what they think is that you can continue to run this play that they've been running, and we're going to continue to go for it. But in the meantime, what you see pay-per-views plummeting. You see fighters inactive. You see networks going under. You see networks totally removing themselves from the sport of boxing. And you know why that is? Because the money is not there. You know why the money is not there? Because they're not giving us the best products. So I don't have to get punched in the face or have ever thrown a punch, which isn't true, for the record, for myself, bro. Larry, so you understand, bro, I've given and taken ass whoopings. So all that fighting, punching shit don't mean nothing to a motherfucker like me. I've given and taken ass whoopings. But at the end of the day, people don't understand the basic business principle. And that's why we're in the space that we're in. And that's why the gap between boxing fans and boxers is widening. Then you enter in social media. Then you enter in boxers being ultra sensitive, and you enter in fans and people on social media who are being extra critical and being disrespectful and being outright ridiculous. Like, it's enough blame to go around on everybody. You feel me? Boxing fans are sitting here criticizing these dudes, calling fighters bums and so on and so forth. How dare you call a fighter a bum and you can't get up off the couch and go run a mile? You feel me? How dare you call a fighter out their name, bro, and you can't fight? How dare you have all this energy, and then when you see them in person, your whole demeanor change? And that's one of the reasons why, for me, I never went for that, because guess what? I'm really out here. I'm really out here. I'm really out here with fighters. I'm really out here. You know what I'm saying? I really talk to them. I really move around. And when y'all see me outside of the LDBC reunion, when you see me, I'm by myself. I'm by myself. And I'm able to move around by myself because I operate in love and respect, period. Now, let's get this clear. I don't give a fuck about nothing getting out of hand. I don't. And if you ever see me in real, but ultimately, I lead with respect. I lead with love. And so I don't understand this weird energy that comes from the fan side. Also, fighters, I don't understand all this newfound sensitivity. I don't understand this newfound sensitivity, bro. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't understand you getting on the internet and going back and forth with boxing fans, bro. I don't understand people you going back and forth with people whose opinion you don't respect. It's people who I see I don't respect people's opinion, and guess what? I don't go back and forth with them. My papa told me don't argue with fools. Papa said don't argue with fools. So I'm not finna what I'm gonna argue with somebody and I don't respect your opinion. No. I can now if I don't understand it, I can try to go back and forth with you to get clarity. But if I just downright off the top of the muscle don't respect what you're talking about and where you coming from, like you sit here and tell me such and such is a bitch. And I say, bitch, nah, bro. Where I'm from, you die. Nah, bro. It get funky over that word. It get funky over words. Words are too powerful. You call a grown man a bitch, bro. You should be ready to die. Be honest with you, or kill. Like you got to be ready to really truly do something. So if that's how you coming then off the muscle, I don't respect your opinion. So why am I going? I'm not even going to engage in that conversation. I say, all right, you got it, big dog. You got it, big dog. What I'm gonna do? You feel me? What I'm gonna do? I don't respect that. I don't respect arguing and going back and forth with people that's trolling you, bro. So if I come to your channel and that's what you doing, you arguing and going back and forth with people that's trolling, bro, I don't respect bro. What I'm gonna do, bro? I gotta leave. I gotta go find me something else to do, bro. What I'm gonna do, bro? I don't have if you got internet beef and shit going on, bro, I can't be around that shit, man. I'm a player. Sweet T, I'm a player. What I look like beefing with on the internet, Sweet T, I'm a player in real time. Nah, man. Nah. So at the end of the day, like, but so I don't understand fighters who rush to, reading all of this stuff and going back and forth with these folks. And nah, man. Nah, man. Ain't no way. Sweet T called me a streetwalker. Ain't that about a bitch? Hey, Sweet T ain't about nothing, and her kids know it. But anyway, man, when it's all said and done, man, like this is we in this very weird space. And in all of this weird space, we getting further and further and further from we getting further and further and further away from the essential essence of what it is we here for. We fight fans, Supreme, Red, we fight fans, bro. Bro, we here to see the best fight the best. We're here. So now that I've run this whole premise, let me say this, and so I can go on wax. Salute to my brother Red. My brother Red sent me the video from yesterday about Boots. Now, within this Boots Ennis Bud Crawford conversation, I'm not calling nobody ducks. I'm not saying nobody's running. I'm not saying none of that. Be clear as to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Jerron Boots Ennis versus Terrence Bud Crawford is the best fight to be made at 154 pounds. Titles, no titles, untitled, entitled, title, whatever you want to call it. That is the best fights, whatever's involved. That is the best fight to be made at 154 pounds. Okay. I'm not saying anybody's ducking. I'm not saying any of that. This is what I am saying. As far as Boots Ennis is concerned, my brother Red sent me the video about when Bud was moving to Black Prime, and then they were trying to do some negotiations with Boots Ennis to bring Boots Ennis to Black Prime to get that big payday in lieu of because Errol Spence Jr. was not interested in coming to Black Prime. He wanted to stay loyal to PBC and what the PBC had going on. And same was, to be said with Boots and what Boots had going on. So they didn't enter into any negotiations or whatever with Black Prime to make that fight. Okay? Got it. This is what I'm going to say about Jerron Boots Ennis. His career, he's at a pinnacle point in his career. He's at a pinnacle point in his career right now as a world champion as a world champion at the welterweight division with the what he has the IBF title. He's 32-0, 29 knockouts. He is at a pivotal point in his career. If he does not get the Terrence Bud Crawford fight, it's going to not be good for his career. If he stays at 147 and overstays his stay at 147, his career is going to go. His career is going to lose a tremendous amount of upside. A tremendous amount of upside. There is absolutely nothing for him at 147 compared to what's at 54. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm standing on. He absolutely needs a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford. And because he needs a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford, he has to pursue that fight with Terrence Bud Crawford like a madman. And that is what I want him to do as a fan of Jerron Boots Ennis, as a fan of Terrence Bud Crawford, as a fan of the sport of boxing in totality. I want him to go and pursue a fight. Want him to go pursue a fight at 154 with Terrence Bud Crawford. I know I hear everybody saying that Undisputed is at 47. He'll be the undisputed champion at 147, and people will be saying he didn't fight nobody, just like they did to Terrence Bud Crawford when he became undisputed at 140. Supreme Beast Boxers Talk said, tell the truth. He said, tell the truth, Junior, the truth. If he don't go up to 154, you're going to put your money back in your pocket. Bro, I'm not paying to see him fight none of them dudes at 147. And I fuck with Boots. I'm not paying for none of them. I can't do it. I can't do it. Those will be fights, man. There won't be no fight party. I might go to Philly and maybe go to the fight, but I'm not pay-per-view on any of those. Man, it's over with. Never. It's over. It's all them dudes at 147. Those rankings at 147, bro. Never, ever, bro. Ever. It may be Stanionis, but that's not even pay-per-view. You got Stanionis, Mario Barrios, Connor Bean, Brian Norman Jr., Soleiman, Cisco, Giasov, Alexis Roca, Jin Sasaki. Bro, what? Huh? He got a better situation at 154, bro. That's all I'm going to say. Terrence Bud Crawford, Fedora, Madrimov, Tim Tszyu, Virgil Ortiz, Erickson Lubin. You feel me? We ain't even put Errol Spence Jr.'s name in the mix yet at 54, bro. And also any of them the other old heads that was around that got around and touched the tie. Like, bro, give me before I see him fight any of them dudes I just said at 147, give me Boots Ennis versus Tony Harrison in Philly. Give me Boots Ennis versus Tony Harrison in Philly. Connor Bean is not a big money fight, Queen. I disagree. Connor Bean is not a big money fight. I disagree. Like, this is, I don't know, man. So anyway, this brings me. Let me get to my point because I gotta go. It's 9:22. The market about to open. I was only supposed to be in here a half hour. You feel me? I was only supposed to be in here at a half hour. Queen said Bud is only lucrative because Sheik is paying for it. I'm not so sure. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Mike Biggs said Boots versus Harrison. You want to see Harrison washed? Oh yeah, he gonna get beat up bad, bro. He gonna get beat up bad, bro. But my point of what you're saying, don't lose my point, Mike Biggs. My point is Harrison versus Boots in Philly is bigger than any of those fights at 147, bro. It's bigger than any of those fights at 147. Any of them. And like we said, Tony Harrison's not even in the rankings. He's not even in the top 10. But I would like to see Boots leverage his IBF, championship, go to 154 and get that IBF title, and so that he can have one piece of the title if Bud is going to pursue undisputed. That's what I would like to see. Now, as far as the fight, and salute to my brother Blue Blood Sports TV. And I was listening to my brother Blue, and he was talking yesterday, and he was basically talking about, and Blue gave all the reasons why the fight's not happening, and it's a waste of time to talk about the fight. You know what I mean? I love my brother Blue. I disagree totally 100%, and therein lies the problem with the sport of boxing. The problem with the sport of boxing is as soon as we get on something and we get on the path of something that's tremendous, the path of something that the sport of boxing actually needs, bro. Like, this is something the sport of boxing actually needs. We come around and now we're told to, nah, forget about it. Stop talking about it. Eddie Hearn has got to protect his investment, rightfully so. He's invested in Boots Ennis. He needs to protect his investment, and so on and so forth. And I'm saying that me, as a fan of the sport of boxing, man, you invest in something to get a return on your investment. In order to get a return on your investment, you have to make more money than you done spent. Putting Boots Ennis in a whole bunch of fights that are not going to give you a return on your investment versus putting him in versus Bud Crawford and have that fight turn into something that could be a rematch or shit. What if they locked horns and they ended up in a trilogy? And instead, bro, we sitting here talking about why the fight's not gonna happen. It's not a waste of time, Queen, because Boots has already said that he's looking to, would like to, and can move up to 154. He said he could fight in both divisions. And they were just in the same division, and Boots was a mandatory for Terrence Bud Crawford, though it was just a little bit of time because he was the original mandatory for Errol Spence, but he was still the mandatory. So these dudes are actually connected. So it's not a waste of time. What's a waste of time is us fucking being boxing fans and watching the sport of boxing if we not gonna make them put on the best fights. That's the waste of time. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we here for? What are we here for? If we don't want to see the best fights, what are we here for? We here to just be, and this ain't the sisters, y'all rock out. But as far as me, and we just here to be man fans. That's what we want to do. Like, we just want to be man fans. Shawa says, you really think Bud wants that? I'm not sure. They've talked about, all I hear from Bud's corner was Bomac, and Bomac saying that all the reasons why Boots ain't ready. And if Bud wants to be, and that's why I'm saying Bud's career is already solidified. His history is already solidified. Him going after, if Canelo doesn't want to fight him, I'm totally okay with him going for undisputed. Like I told you, Boots is the youngin'. Boots is the one that's coming in. The onus is on Boots to make this fight. You feel me? From that perspective. So Boots, in my opinion, I would like for Boots to go up, use his IBF privilege, go to 154, get the IBF title at 154, and then have his piece of the title so that eventually, if Terrence Bud Crawford is going to be undisputed, then he'll be there, and he'll be in the, ain't no undisputed except for you have to see me too. But other than that, like, I'm not sure if what Boots wants. I'm not sure I'm not sure what Bud wants. I'm not sure what Boots wants. I'm not sure that Boots wants that fight. I'm not sure. But I am telling you, as a fan of the sport of boxing, I don't give a damn. I'm telling you, I don't care who invested in what. I don't care what suit thinks what. I don't care what promotional entity is not interested in working with what promotional entity. I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm telling you that the biggest fight, from my perspective, as a fan of the sport of boxing for damn near 45 years, the biggest fight at 154 is Boots Ennis versus Terrence Bud Crawford. That is the biggest fight to be made at 154. That fight supersedes any other fight at 154. And that's the fight that I want to see. And I don't give a damn how we get there. And that's my point. And for us to be, as boxing fans, to be so easily swayed and to say, man, that's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because of this piece of business and that piece of business and this piece of business, when the people who are in the business of the sport of boxing should be in business to make money. They should have the simple business principles down, which are, you have a product, your goal is to sell the product for a profit. And that's it. Hey, Tay, what's up with you? But anyway, I got to slide, y'all. Salute to y'all. Once again, my opinion, I'm of the opinion that the reason why we're not going to see this fight, and the reason why everybody is blowing this fight out of it's not going to happen, it's never going to happen. And the reason why, or that principle and that mindset and those statements, therein lies the problem with the sport of boxing. And that is why boxing is in the condition that it is in right now. And that's why we're watching boxing on Black Prime and not HBO. That's why we're watching boxing on Amazon Prime, is what I meant to say, and no longer Showtime. That is why we are watching Luis King Kong Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz on a pay-per-view instead of on an undercard or something on NBC or ABC or Fox. Ain't no way. I'm with Tay. I'm not purchasing shit until I get what I want. It's over with, bro. I can't tell you I want a foot-long turkey from Subway and you bring me some White Castles and you think I'm finna get my money? It's over. Done data. Finito. Salute to y'all, man. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all, man. Salute to everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company, man. Salute to everybody that shows love to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company over at www.theblackgent.com. We do have a line of all natural handcrafted grooming products specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out. www.theblackgent.com. Salute to the street team, brand ambassadors. Salute to Big Doc. Salute to everybody over there in the IT team. Everybody, man. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. You have absolutely no idea. Y'all be sure to come check us out. www.theblackgent.com. This is Junior the Truth, man, signing off, giving you your daily reminder to view your life like a paradise until your life looks like a paradise, man. I'm Ohio-born, player-made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
We offer the best grooming products for you. Yes, all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah, so get in style with the Black Company. Grooming Company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman Company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.